and it's a work in progress, right? Work in progress. Okay, for those of you who are just jumping on, we want to welcome you to our Healthy Together time tonight. We are just excited to be here and excited to hear maybe one more person share how Optavia has blessed their life. Karen, do you want to go ahead and take a few minutes?
Sure, thank you. I love Optavia. I thought I was, like I said before, or she said before, you thought you were just getting a diet, but you know what? You change your mindset, living above the line instead of below, and not being a victim, and that I can choose what story I tell myself, because it's kind of like riding a horse, and you turn the head and their body follows. So when you tell yourself that you love yourself and that you're doing amazing, then your body just responds. And that's what I loved so much about the program, just learning to love myself.
I love it. I love it. Karen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to our Healthy Together time. I'm Marsha Turner, and Haley Trujillo is, we are going to lead the call today. And we are both independent Optavia coaches. So welcome again. We're so glad to have you here on tonight. We're so excited about the topic tonight, and that topic is taking radical responsibility. And before we get into that topic, we're just going to quickly go over what an amazing system Optavia has blessed us with, and that is the 4 components. For those of you who are clients on our plan, you know and you understand and you've experienced that if you follow and you utilize these 4 components, you will see success. And so let's just quickly run through those 4 components. The first one is a health coach. Everyone gets a health coach, which is pretty amazing, to have an accountability partner, to have someone just as a sounding board, to lead the way, really just to support. And that is amazing, to have a coach to be there along with you, to guide you and help you. The second is our Habits of Health system. And really that's the lifeblood of our program. This is the system to help us learn the macro and the micro habits that are needed for that lifelong change. And then, of course, our Optavia community, which on the call tonight, you get a good feel of what that is and how amazing it is to have support surrounding you, a community of support, right? It just feels so good to be part of the Optavia family. It's just a really cool thing. And then, of course, our scientific designed fuelings. They are scientific. They're designed to grab and go, to make any of our nutrition plans easy and simple, so everyone can succeed on our program. So that is really such a blessing to have those 4 components. And we have found that when you utilize all 4 components, you will be able to accomplish those goals that you have set for yourself. Okay, who's ready to jump in? I'm just going to ask you this question. Are you ready to take radical responsibility for you, for your health, for your life? Are you ready? If you're ready, put a 1 in the chat. Are you ready? If you're ready to end the blame and the criticism game, if you're ready to let go of drama, if you're done having to be right, if you're done feeling like life is happening to you and not for you, you're ready. Put a 1 in the chat. Is radical responsibility. Radical responsibility is taking the radical step in full 100% responsibility for all we say, see, feel, and do. From that foundational belief, we take back our power. We sow the seeds of our own transformation, our maturity, and ultimately inner freedom, right? Who doesn't want inner freedom? Seriously. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready. And if it's all right with you, I just have a few suggestions to maybe help you get started on this path, right? So number one, acknowledge that you create. You create all of your life experiences. That's you get to create them. Number two, choose to see that your deepest intentions are not in what you say, but in the results that show up. Number three, stop resisting and get curious. Get curious. The word responsibility literally means responsibility, right? That is the ability to respond, to decide, and to choose, to take 100% responsibility for your entire life, right? So let's just take a few minutes. We're gonna relax. We've kind of, we can see maybe we have some areas, maybe we're playing that blame game, or we live in that drama a little bit, but we know, right? We know we can make those changes. So I want you to just stop for a minute, relax your shoulders, take some deep breaths, and just stop. And I want you to challenge your thoughts for a few minutes. And then I want you to choose, to take action, to take responsibility, right? Okay, so this next part of the night, I'm just so excited about, and I'm excited to introduce you to my client, who is more than just a client to me. She is my niece. She is my niece, Ashley. And I'm going to start by telling you a little bit of a backstory about her. Her mom is my little sister, and her name is Becky. And Becky has been a single mom for a very, very long time. She's worked tirelessly to care for and raise and provide for her children, right? And very few breaks in her lifetime. Well, a few years ago, when she was 84, 85, she decided to take radical responsibility in her life and jump back into college, right? At 54, or 48, 45, let me say 45. What did I say? I'm aging her. At 45, she jumped in to take radical responsibility for her life. She went to college, she graduated with a business degree. And when she graduated about a year ago, after watching me help lots of people, right? Lots of people change their health and change the direction of their life, she decided to jump on program. Well, she also lost 91 pounds, changed the direction of her life. Not only did she graduate from college, she applied for several jobs. She had her confidence back. She was feeling good. She was feeling energy. And because of this, she actually started coaching as well and started helping people, helping friends and family. And she was able to help Ashley. And that's why we have Ashley on tonight. Ashley has made some amazing changes in her life. She has done 180-degree change. And I just want to invite Ashley to jump off mute and join us tonight.
Hello.
Hi, Ash. I'm so glad that you could jump on with us tonight. We're excited to hear from you. First of all, Ash, I just want to ask you, where were you? What state of mind were you in before you jumped into Optavia?
I had just turned 25, a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids, 2 little boys, and I was just going through the motions. Life was just happening to me. I was tired. I was unmotivated. I felt completely hopeless. Like I was just feeling like I got ran over by a semi-truck, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that. You were stuck. You were stuck in a predicament that you had no idea how to get yourself out. So what was the final straw? What was that thing that made you decide, yeah, I can do this?
I just was so done that I had to know, like, sorry, I'm stumbling just a little bit.
And you're good. You're awesome.
I had to make a change and I didn't know how, but I was so stuck that I was done feeling like that. And I needed to make a huge lifestyle change that wasn't just going to last a month or two. I needed it to go forever because I needed help.
Right, right. Also, you're struggling for several years with stomach issues, right? That you've
Oh,
tried
yeah.
numerous things
Yeah.
to
Nothing
try to
could,
heal that.
yeah, nothing would, I couldn't find relief. Nobody could tell me what was wrong, and it was just miserable.
So what needed to change at that point in your life?
I needed to stop coming up with excuses and learn that I can take control. I needed to learn how to feel my body. I needed to realize that mindset is just as important as what I'm fueling my body with, and that directly affects how I feel.
Exactly. It's so interesting. The tools, like, until you know that you don't know what you don't know, right? So
Right.
once you start learning and improving, like I'm just so impressed. Just the other day, Ash called me and said, you have got to read this book on habits. So I see the change in you and I see the desire you have. And this is so fun. It's just so fun to be part of. So how, at this point in your journey, how are you feeling, Ash? And what progress have you made?
I have been on plan since March 3rd, and I am down 81 pounds. I am sleeping better. I have energy to play with my kids, and I want to get out that confidence. You just never realize how not confident you are until you get that confidence back and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I want to live my life now. Like, I don't want to just hide away. I want to go. I want to do. I want to be the person that I know that I can be and that I am, and the mom that my kids deserve, and the wife that my husband would like. But
I love it, Ash. I love it. Thanks so much for sharing. And you know what comes to mind is what Dr. Anderson said at convention. He said this, he said, hope in the now gives us strength in the future. And I see that for you. I see the hope in your eyes and in your life. And I see a bright future. And so at such a young age to really learn, it's amazing. So Ash, thanks so much for being on and sharing your story and for being that light for others. I know now that you've jumped on, right, and to coach and to share your story with other people, and you will make a difference in people's lives. So thank you so much, Ash. I sure appreciate you and love you. Okay,
thank you.
thanks, Ash. Okay, isn't she amazing and darling? You guys, she just is, so much has changed for her in the last year. It makes me emotional, and that's the best part about being a health coach is really it's a little about nutrition, but it's a lot about transformation. It's a lot about guiding and helping and supporting people to become what they know they can become. And that's what taking radical responsibility is making that initial decision. Ashley could have said, what if I can't afford it? What if it's too hard? What if I can't do what my mom did? But instead she said, what if I can? What if I am successful? And she is, and she still has a little ways to go. She's not quite her goal yet, but she is doing it every day, and I love it. So anyway, thank you. I know that some of you have come to this call to learn a little more about coaching, right? And so we're going to end our call right now, and we're going to just go into the next segment of coaching. And if you're interested in learning why you are 500% more likely to maintain your weight, or if you're wondering how much coaching is or how it works to pay it forward, stay on this call, and Haley will give us some more information.
Thank you, Marsha. That was amazing. I always go back to, I love the number 3 point that you made, and I want to just bring that up really quick, is stop resisting and get curious. And I love that thought, because anytime we do something hard, I mean, our brains are programmed to survive, not thrive. So we're going to get this feeling of, right? We're going to resist. And I think if we can just be open and curious, I mean, what if, like, you tell yourself, I just cannot get my water in, or I just cannot get up early to get to the gym, or I just cannot eat every 2 to 3 hours, or I cannot, and you're resisting, right? What if you can? What if you can switch that and be curious about maybe the opposite is true? And I think part of taking radical responsibility means that you start to look at your life and create solutions. And I think the only way to create solutions when you take radical responsibility is to be curious and to resist that feeling of, I can't. And like she said, what if you can? I love Ashley's story, and I know there's so much more to that and her journey, and grateful that she was able to share a piece of that. And just like Ashley, we all have stories on here about how we've stepped into that radical responsibility and started to create change. And our journey's never over. So I hope we can keep using that as a way to continue to level up no matter where we're at. So thanks again for joining. And we are going to go into the Coach Explore. There's so much to coaching. You got a little piece of what it looks like to support a client like Ashley, and the rewarding experience it is for Marsha to coach, her. But there's besides rewarding, I mean, it is rewarding in other benefits. We want to go and talk about those. So we're going to run through the secret, how to be 500% more likely to reach your healthy weight, how much coaches make, other info on what it might look like for you as you pay it forward to help others. So otherwise, if you don't want to stay on, thank you for joining us for Healthy Together time tonight, and we'll see you next week. And we'll get started here in just a minute.